Hi, this is Adam. Today I'm going to be showing you how we set up Good Toy Group ECAT links using the retail portal system into a Shopify environment. So for this example, we're largely going to be looking at Fantasy Islands Toys ECAT here. You notice they have built-in links from the catalog that TGTG provides back to the store. So if the user shopper was to click on any one of those links, it'll take them right to that product. There's some automated redirect functions that are happening here that STN and TGTG clients can use, and it depends on what system you're using. So today we're going to be looking basically at the Shopify, again, Shopify plus retail portal using the redirect structure. To start off with this, basically during production setup, we will supply the Good Toy Group with a list of all the redirects for all the items in the collection, so you don't have to do that. So they'll get that automatically as part of our setup. And then in Retail Portal, what you want to do is go to your settings. In this case, we'll go to TGTG catalog settings. We're going to make sure that we have the most current issue selected. We have 4 issues to choose from at any point in time. So we're doing the holiday 23. And if you are using the redirect tool, you want to have already set up a landing page. Now, what this landing page does is if items are unavailable, the user will be taken to that landing page instead of going to a 404 error on your website. And then you would also want to have push redirects enabled. And so that would enable the retail portal system to talk to your website and every hour update any redirects as needed for when items go in and out of availability. So if something is sold out, or if it gets taken out of the online store, or if it gets added back in, conversely, it would add in a new redirect to take people to that product. Okay, so once you've set up which catalogs you're using, you're going to go to your data feeds and down to TGTG catalogs. That load here. This will, if you scroll down, pause that. Sorry about that. And this will give you a list of all the items that are in that collection. In this case, there's 314 items in the Holiday 23 catalog. And it will show you how they map up with your items in your store and or your POS system, depending on the intricacies of how your system is connected through Retail Portal. If you go to the status column here, you'll see that there's several options here. If you have items that you have not brought into your POS system, or they're not in your store, if that's the situation, they may be unmapped. What that means is that the items from the catalog don't know what to connect to in the POS system. All of the items that are mapped will show a relationship from the catalog item here to the relationship between your store data, either POS item, or in this case, we're looking at the Shopify product ID, and then how it connects to those particular items in the store. If you have unmapped items, one of your first tasks is going to be to map those. There are a couple things you can run a TGTG catalog matchup globally. So you would just select all and then run a TGTG catalog matchup and run that command. And that would take a few minutes, but it would ask the system to basically do a map up by UPC and vendor information for all these products. In this case, we've already run that and we've matched most of them. So if we wanted to check and see if there was some that maybe need to be mapped manually, we could click on those. We'll get to a listing of the product information from the POS data feed, and then we see we have this one here, 376. Pretty sure this should be the right billable one, so we'll go ahead and select it. The SKU is a little bit different here. And we have an older match product to it, so it didn't really have any information precisely to match up, but it's still the billable stuff. So we'll select that item, and that is what we call a manual matching. So you could match up items if you know you have it in the system, but you need to manually match it up. And then what you want to do is you want to run a, we'll select all the items here. And then we'll run a push SKUs as tags, STN SKUs. So what this is doing is pushing the product ID or the TGTG SKU to your website as a tag as it relates to those products. So we'd select everything and run that command. You'd also want to go ahead and run the update catalog redirects. And that would setting up that to run as well. This is going to, once you have the system turned on, this will run every hour. But if you just turn it on, you want to go ahead and run that. So what happens now is that as your user goes to a product here, look at the billable one here, so this one we just mapped it so that it'll take a few minutes for that to get all connected and set up. You can see here what this does is it goes to the redirect landing page, which is there currently worded to inform people that that particular item is out of stock, but hey, please take a look at all our other stuff, and then they can go on to shop the collection in detail here. So let me show you about setting that up in case you need to. So we're going to go into Candy Silence and Toys here, and then in our online store, we're going to go to Pages. So this is the page, our latest collection, as we called it here. You'll notice it's just basically saying, hey, that item is not available. A little bit of helpful, friendly notes saying to check everything else out that we have. Then there's also there's a template call in here, which is calling in the other elements. Go here for you back to the landing page. There's some template calls in here, a little bit more advanced, that are saying pull in the full catalog collection here, and then put some shop collection links on that. We're not going to go over that in this video, but if you need help setting that up, let us know. We can assist on that. Let's see here. We'll zoom out a little bit here. A couple other things that we tend to recommend for stores. Let's look at gingerbread house toys here. So you'll notice that there's a holiday collection in the navigation, and this has a link to each of the active subcategories, as well as the parent category and to the flipbook. So if a customer wanted to see the flipbook from the website, they could click right on that link. And in this case, we're looking at gingerbread house toys, and the functions still work the same there, except we're giving them a link to that flipbook. We're also giving them the link to the parent collection, as well as each individual sub category of that catalog here. So they can find this stuff manually if they want to browse through that. The way those collections work is a couple things. So if we look at, let's just go into the collections on Fantasy Island here. What we recommend is calling all these something that relates just to the catalog. As you notice, there's the primary catalog, and then there is in the catalog parenthetical version of the games and puzzles that line up with what the TGTG groupings are. And each one of those, we'll just take a look at one in general. What they're set up to do is use the issue tagging that includes basically TGTG HO23. So if it was going to the spring of 24, that would be changed to SP and then 24. And then the section, that subsection that collection is in. So aligns with the name. So this is, the new and cool, new-cool, to go to that. And then when we want to reuse this collection for the next issue, we will just change this part of the tag condition so that the new items point to this collection. And then if we look at, again, the parent catalog collection, you'll see that the TGTG HO23 all statement is what is being used to pull in all of the 314 items, or as many as are built into the website at that point in time, into this parent collection. It also has some description or information to encourage people to go see the flipbook if they wish to. So that's kind of the basis of setting that up. And again, in Retail Portal, let me show you how to get to Retail Portal if you're not familiar with that. The easiest way in my my recommendation is to go to PDB for Product Database Hub, pdbhub.com. Load that. This will take you to our Product Database Hub informational website. But if you just click the there's some documentation if you're interested in how to use the resources there. But if you go to the login to Retail Portal, that'll take you right over to the retailer.stoysnetpartner.com. You can bookmark that or use that routine to get there. So again, after you log in, you're going to be going to your settings, set of your settings for your TGTG catalog. And then in our TGTG catalogs, you'll notice that this is set to push redirects. So let me show you where those redirects go. You can check out your redirects in your store here under navigation and view URL redirects here, top right in the navigation section. And so what we have here is the Retail Portal system is writing these redirects to go to the products. So it doesn't really need to know ahead of time what product ends up being assigned to that ST or that TGTG SKU, because that is being done through the matchup either automatically or manual in Retail Portal. That's where it's connecting those elements. So as you can see, most of these items are going to the actual product. The items that are not active at this point in time. So if we look at inactive products here, here's items that aren't, there's 61 items that currently aren't either on the online store or are not in the in-stock status, for example. So if we were to look at one of those, in our redirect library here, we'd see that it's going to the redirect page. And then that would get updated once that item is in stock. Okay, let's see if there's anything else to look at here for you guys on this. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to show you is if we go to our data feeds to our store products, you may want to push product information to the website to fill it in. I recommend that after you run the TGTG catalog mapping, go to your store products here, and then under the STN SKU column, we're just going to filter by that prefix for that issue, in this case, TGTG underscore HO23, right? And then when we do that, there's a couple scrolls here. So we're scrolling internally here and then externally on the page. If you scroll to the right, you'll notice that there's an image count. So I'm going to sort by image count to lowest first. That's a good indicator of what has been pushed. You can also look to items that may not have been pushed. In this case, we don't have any records for Fantasy Island where items weren't pushed, but you probably will in your situation. So if we look for just a low image count, that's typically one thing that we'll want to do to grade whether we need to push data to the website for a product. And what I'll do now is I'll go back to the match and check function here. I'm just going to start stepping through these in the check function here. So I'm looking, and I can see, first of all, that this product here, it looks like it's got the correct images, but it doesn't have good full description. So we're going to say we're going to mark this one. So what I'm going to do through in this sequence is find similar items that need the description information pushed over. So I'm going to mark that. And that's taking me to the next item in the list. Again, we need descriptions here, so we'll mark that. This one looks fine, we'll skip it. This one looks fine, we'll skip it, skip it. This description looks better, so we'll mark it. Skip this one, we don't think we need that one. Again, we need this description. Looks fine. So you can see we're just stepping through one at a time. Do a couple more here. We'll mark that one. Mark that one. Skip that. Skip. Mark. So we're finding quite a few items where the descriptions are just generic on the website to start with. We really want to fix those where we can. It's pretty easy. We don't necessarily want to write over stuff that we've already proofed, so this is why we're taking the time to just manually step through these one at a time. So I'm marking each one. You can do up to 100 at a time, so we're not going to be able to get all of these in one full batch here, but it'll still be pretty quick. Improve those product descriptions quite a bit in this sequence of things. You may decide that all the TGTG latest versions of descriptions are the best to use. And so what you could do is just push them all over there, but we're being a little bit more finicky here. Definitely need this one. Get a couple more here. Okay, so then we've stepped through probably about 50 or so, marking them. As you can see, our checkbox function checked the ones that we said to mark. In this case, we want to push those to Shopify just using the descriptions. So we're going to run the push selected products as command. We'll run that, and then we want to select here. We have a just descriptions setting here. It's going to put the full and short descriptions. Okay, so that's setting it up there. In a few minutes, that will run and push the product descriptions for those items to the website. If you need to know where to do that, look under your settings, push settings. And in this case, the store has a bucket called just descriptions for those two items here. If you needed to create one, you have up to 7 different buckets to create here. We could just edit one, rename it to be what you want, and then select the field types that you want pushed in there. And then when you push, do a push as. Okay, I think that covers it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to holler at us, and we'd be happy to help you. Or we do implementations for stores on collections as needed for reducing your work time. Thank you.